everyone. Welcome to Ladies Night. I'm Aisha.
I'm Ty.
And I'm Tansy.
And Alexis will be joining us soon. So let's get started. Hey, ladies.
What's going on, y'all?
Nothing much.
So let me start this off. So earlier one day this week, I was tuning into Facebook Live of Mr. Albert Brenneman. And during his live, they were talking about catfishing. So my question was, have anybody been catfished before? Have you been catfished? Like, what would you do if you found out that you were being catfished?
That's a good one. So
I've never been catfished.
I've never been catfished either.
I've never been catfished before, but I just thought that the whole conversation was so interesting because it's like you don't know what you would do. Like, I don't know.
But the thing is, it's like, right. So let's say, for instance, you've been catfished, like, let's say a year, but you've gotten to like this person. So you're supposed to like people for what's on the inside, not what's on the outside. So do you now not like this person because you've seen them and they don't necessarily look like what they showed you? Or do you still like them, but you're ready to walk away because you lied to me off the break? So it's kind of...
It's touchy.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. Like, I don't think that I could, because initially, you are attracted to someone based on their looks,
Hi, Alexis.
Hey, Max.
Hey.
I am late.
So when you first initially, say you're meeting somebody online or whatever, you become attracted to their looks, right?
Right.
Off the break, you look at their person, you look at their pictures, you say, "Oh, okay, maybe I'm entertaining a little bit." So you start to entertaining, and then all of this time go on where you guys are just talking over social media or talking on the phone, never seeing eye contact. Let's say the person say they...
You went out, Tan.
Oh, I thought I was the only one.
I mean, but I guess that would be the same as blind dating, but do you just kind of look at it as a blind date because that's what you were already expecting? So I'm already walking into this not knowing what this person look like or who this person is or, whatever.
But
versus catfish, you've seen them or they sent you. I think my whole thing would be because you lied to me. Like, why you had to lie? How you know I think you ugly? Because you think you ugly.
right.
True. But so what if you're honestly still attracted to the person?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Some people will really walk away because they're mad at the fact that they showed this picture, this is who I am, but when I see you in reality, that's not who you really are. But that's what I'm saying. People say you're supposed to like someone or be attracted to the beauty on the inside, not the beauty on the outside. So would you really walk away? I probably would, to be honest. Like, you lied to me. You lied to me the very first.
No, but everybody got their own insecurities, and one of that person's insecurity was some people don't know how to approach people just being themselves. But
you started the relationship off as a lie.
A lie, like you lied.
You lied.
What's the difference in talking to somebody and they lying? What's the difference? You gonna forgive them and move on?
That's true.
That is true. But
you don't start off a relationship lying.
Some people do.
I mean,
some people do. I know a lot who do.
Okay, so we are live from Facebook, and we have a comment saying, it looks like, were you catfish? It looks like this person was catfish, but she didn't walk away. Her name is Tiana Tyler.
Oh,
So she didn't
Oh,
walk
that's my
away.
cousin.
So
That's my
how did that work?
I was catfish before.
Oh, you ain't tell us that, sis.
Who was catfish before? Alexis?
what happened?
How this happened? I didn't know about that.
We're gonna talk about this off of the podcast.
Now this is the platform to talk about it on.
Sis, you can already break it up now.
Did you walk
It's a
away from
conflict
the?
of interest. It's a conflict of interest because you know who the person.
Who know? I know.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
She said, well, she gave the person a chance to tell the truth. So based on that comment, I'm assuming that that was before you met them in person.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good one. This is a good one. I will walk away just because you lied to me off the break.
I
mean,
think
of
I was.
But how? Why? Like
Right, because you deal with lies in your relationship. That's why I'm always falling.
But listen to this, Ish. So what if the person that catfished you was more attractive than
somebody you
I
even
probably would say.
You ain't
exactly. Stick aside and stay there, sis. You can't be.
Yeah, I probably would say like, I'm like, okay, you lied.
you gonna stay in the debate? Really?
It only changes if you're really attracted to the person after you really see them. Like if you're attracted to them, you probably weren't even gonna be as a man.
Okay, pause, y'all. Okay.
Men are the worst. We
This
are the
Facebook, okay, so the Facebook commenter is saying that she was catfished, but she gave the person a chance to tell the truth about who they were prior to meeting up. Come to find out, the dude was a girl.
No. Oh, fuck no. Hell to the no. Like, we would have had to fight.
No.
We would have had to fight.
But she didn't walk away. So how is that? How did that work out? Like, was that new for you?
Love.
Hey, I wish you could come in this live.
Why you gotta fight?
Why would you fight? You just said that you would stay with the person.
What was the difference if that's just like if it's being a man?
Maybe we need to bring her in.
Yes. Are you willing to join our podcast?
Maybe we need to bring her in.
But
that's interesting though.
It is. It's very interesting.
So I wonder how long were they talking before they actually met?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In love.
That's the question. That's a good question. How long?
How long? Okay, for those of you who said, well, because I'm walking away, I wonder how long.
Yes, you just said you might stay.
Depending on how he looked.
If he looking like a snack, he might gotta stay.
That's gonna be a line.
Yeah, I feel like that would cause more trouble because it's like, oh, she let me get away with lying off the break. Let me see what else I can get away with.
That's still down. It's the same thing as if he lied the first day or he lied the third day, sis, or he lied the 15th day or a year and 332 days later.
But it's like I already knew he was a cute lie when he told me. Like,
so you gonna get over the lie. You gonna get over the lie 15 days after, but you ain't gonna get over the lie the first day.
That's because I don't know. Like say for instance, Jerome lied to me. It's like I can't even be mad because like you know what I'm saying. Like I'm already attracted to him versus somebody that I don't know. Like I don't have to put up with that.
True.
But the commenter said that they are still friends, but they couldn't build any. That's what I'm talking about. They couldn't build anything because she lied. So Tiana couldn't, like, they couldn't get that. She couldn't
They
probably
didn't
get.
have a good
They had
connection.
trust issues. They couldn't even build anything because the very first thing was a lie. Like,
Yeah,
in the beginning, you're getting to know each other. So
okay, so I got a question. So is it only considered a catfish when the person is faking to be like someone else, or is it also considered a catfish when a person tell you a way that they look before you meet them and they don't match what they tell you?
No,
it's still a catfish, sis. It's a catfish.
That's not true, because I could describe myself in a way that you might not see me as.
That totally don't match.
Because I could say that I'm dark skinned, but you might say I'm light brown, and I might say I got skinny arms, but I don't. Like, I got regular arms, and clearly that's a lie. But you know,
somebody for you to go and tell somebody you athletic built and you come out looking like clumps, that's a catfish.
It's a catfish. It's a catfish.
But you might think
ain't no way you can tell.
Ain't no athletic.
But I could be
in your mind, you could be anything you want, but you can't go telling somebody you athletic.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, none of us are athletic on this podcast. And we could go out and run tonight and be like, yeah, girl, we some athletes. And then you get on a chat line and be like, yeah, I'm athletic. Like, you was running.
No.
You is lying, okay?
You lying. And you
because tomorrow you ain't running.
You catfishing people.
I ain't running tonight.
You catfishing. You was catfishing people. I don't think that's my take. So the reason I asked that was because that was how my situation was. The person described, like, I was introduced to a person, and you know how, like, you meet somebody, you talk on the phone with them, and you get to know them, and da-da-da-da. Back then, it wasn't so much social media and all of that stuff. So it was like, well, how you look like that? And so the way the person described themselves, and then we didn't meet like the next week or the next day. It was like maybe months into us conversing over the phone after we met. But it was like what you said to me.
That didn't match. So that was your way of being catfish?
Yeah, that's why I asked, is it the same thing? Because if
that's the case,
to me, that's being
people
catfish.
been getting catfish way before that show, because remember the chat line back in the day?
I was about to say that was
the party line.
I have to stay on that thing.
That was the catfish beginning.
Right.
Studio 55.
What was our name? M&M's, because I know
y'all need y'all tails too.
Oh, the party line, I remember. I remember the party line. It was this boy when he swore up and down that he was like ranked number 3 in the state of Maryland for basketball. All of that whole time, I ended up seeing him in person at a basketball game, and the nigga was some shit.
He thought very highly of himself.
He just do.
It be like that.
It do.
But, like, people still doing that, like on Tinder and all of this Facebook. They still
and posting pictures, but
it got way more advanced now because you can really, really edit some stuff and have people thinking that you this one person and you not.
But my thing is, why catfish when you're eventually going to?
Some people don't plan on meeting Isha.
Hold on, I never watched this show because it takes my mind somewhere else. But that 600-pound show, I was watching it with them, and the lady was like, she catfished the man, and I'm like,
she didn't even leave out her house, and she didn't play with somebody.
But hold on, she was like, but when he met me, he was so in love, and he stayed, and like he was helping her get the surgery and helping her lose
I
weight.
think I saw that episode.
And
Oh, well, that's so sweet, but
it is. But
every
it's
story
no way
don't
you
end
gonna
like that.
catfish me and you can't
Every
even get up
story
and
don't
walk
end
to the
like that.
toilet. No, we're not doing that.
You can't even change positions in bed and you gonna catfish somebody? Cut it out.
I cannot.
Got it. Right?
Mm.
No.
But that was
I think that you gotta have that's an insecurity. That's a deep insecurity for you to have that much time to act like somebody else. Like, for real. You got, like, I'm too busy.
No.
Honestly, I'm too busy being me for me to have enough 24 more hours to act like somebody else.
you can't.
You gotta be.
It's not enough time in the day.
You gotta be nuts.
I gotta go find a picture of the person and keep up with this person all the time.
you ain't gotta do that, sis, because social media let you get to be anybody.
No, sis, but think about the people who think about the amount of lies you have to tell when somebody want to FaceTime.
Exactly.
Son, that's stressful. That is too stressful. That's too stressful. Well, you have to keep creating lie after lie of why you can't FaceTime.
Lie after lie.
Oh, I'm
in my bonnet.
I can't do it.
I don't want you to see me like this.
Oh, the kids they making too much noise.
Baby, I'll send you a pic in the morning. How? No.
Why don't we just talk? I don't really like doing FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
I got my lights off. It's dark in here.
Come
on, sis.
Turn them on. I just can't get over the fact that this
but these people, some of these,
it was a girl and not a boy.
with the Facebook comment.
Mm-hmm.
I was just about to say, but you think about it, a lot of these people in these catfish situations, they be in long distance situations. So one, you gotta have the mentality to be able to be in a long distance situation because they be meeting and they be from state to state. And then two, you have to have the mentality of knowing that you really don't know who you're talking to. So one, not only you talking to somebody that you can't see all the time, that's emotionally draining. But two, you still don't even have a guarantee that you're talking to the person that you think you're talking to. That's too much.
Entirely too much. Like, who can keep up with all of that stuff? Who can keep up with it? Because I surely could.
No.
Who can keep up? Not me. I'll be like, and then even if like once I do find out who you are, and it wouldn't be the same because it's like I can't trust you. You lied. Then you went on social media. You some stalker because you still other people's pictures.
Right.
Like, what you gonna do with my pictures? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it'd be too many questions being raised and too much. I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, no. Even if he was,
right,
I might try it for a little bit.
I watch too much Lifetime. I'm going to case search. If you do something to me like this, I'm going to case search because I know you're a psycho. You done did some fishy, crazy stuff prior to
somebody else.
Mm-hmm. They told you they live in California and they your next door neighbor.
I be going to case search on everybody. Just know. Anybody who full name I know, I be looking at y'all.
I don't have no record. Do I?
Look me up.
You know about your driving record, your traffic.
Isha, you got a traffic violation, Isha.
I probably do. I always get a speeding ticket. That's about it.
But for real, that do it do make you scared. But then it's like it's easier said than done because what if you didn't fall in love with a person, even though you thought it was somebody else, you done got this emotional connection with this person. You meet them and they not who you expect them to be, but they still somebody that you
fell in love
can
with.
be attracted to it and you already fell in love with.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think you still need some time to get over the fact that you don't look like this picture.
Did y'all watch this Netflix series Love is Blind? It's a dating show.
No, I heard about it then.
And so pretty much they connected in these what did they call them? Pods. In these pods. And so it was this black girl and this black guy. And they connected in a pod. So what happens is they connect in the pod. If you feel like you can spend the rest of your life with the person and the guy or the girl asks them to marry them. Once they propose and they engage, then they see each other. Because all this time they talking, they not seeing each other. So then they see each other. So they met. Then the game show sent them on like this little getaway or whatever. And this is pretty much preparing them to get married or to see if they're going to follow through with the marriage. So, okay, the girl and the guy, they connect and everything cool. But once they get on the getaway, he got to tell her something very, very important. And so he told her that he used to date guys. And and her response was, to me, honestly, I think she responded the best way she knew how, because it's like, that's something I feel like should have been discussed while we was in the pod. Give me the opportunity to decide if that's something that I want to move forward with. But don't propose to me and, everything good and we get here and you told me you used to date guys. So after he noticed that she, was kind of like not easy with it, he became offended and started going on her, talked about her wig. Like, he really turned into a sis.
He did.
He turned into a sis, and it was like,
his old punk ass. He might never.
I can see you. I can see you.
He was trying to get right, so everybody would know he was.
Like it just that feminist state of mind came out of him. I mean, he was going, your wig cocked to the side and da-da-da-da-da-da. And he was upset at the fact that she was not comfortable with him dating guys. And it's like, how can you push that on somebody? You catfished her.
Do you remember her response?
So her response was pretty much what I said. She just wanted to know why that couldn't have been discussed prior to the proposal, when they was getting to know each other in that pod. Why wasn't that something that he exposed to her then? So she could be the judge of whether or not it was something that she wanted to deal with. But in the same breath of her saying that, I don't think that she was going to walk away until he reacted the way he did. I think she went there to vent and let him know why she felt the way she felt. But it wasn't to say, she never said that they couldn't move past it. But once she started venting, he jumped into defense mode and started, and it went way south.
Okay, so he wasn't going to leave her, but...
No, she wasn't going to. I don't think that she was, her intentions. So they met up to talk. So it was like he told her the night before, then they met the next day to really talk about it. Maybe the next day or the next couple of days, whatever. And so she went there, I think, more so just wanting to let him know that she ain't like how the situation was brought to her. She would have been better prepared if he would have told her in the pods. But from what he took from the situation was that she was judging him because he used to date guys. And so he got defensive and started going off and talking about her.
But does that mean that she was necessarily judging him, or does that just mean that
she was stating her opinion that everybody's entitled to?
Right, I'm definitely entitled to my opinion if we're dating, and you're just now telling me that you were dating a...
Since we're not dating, we're engaged at this point. You asked me to marry you. So you should have been telling me.
I would have kindly took that ring off and shoved it down his fucking throat.
Took it off and set it beside him.
She set it beside him and he threw it at her.
Hold on. He was upset with her. He proposed to her. He told her that he used to date guys, and then he became upset with her because she felt some type of way about that.
Girl, and he said that she was the only woman who ever reacted that way after he opened up and told that. But it was like you contradicting yourself, because if he didn't expect her to feel a certain type of way, he wouldn't have went into it being defensive. Right. If you already had these situations played out and women have openly been okay with it, then you wouldn't have got offended by what one person thinks. I think that was a lie.
Yes, exactly. That was a catfish too. Do you consider that being catfish?
That's what made me even think of the show, because he catfished her. He could have told her that in them pods.
Okay, so what is the actual definition of being catfish? Because technically that could not be catfish. That could just be him withholding information or lying with the mission or
holding.
But that's the definition of catfish. You lie, you withhold information, all of the above. That's catfish. It may be different situations of how you do it, but it all falls under catfishing.
He gay, sis, and he wanted to act like he was a heterosexual.
So apparently, I think it was, I saw on Shade Room, they doing another season to the show, and he asked to go back to the show to either date women or men, which is more confusing because here it was last season you was ready to marry.
So maybe he's just bisexual.
Or maybe he just confused.
That didn't work out, and you ready to go back to say you'll date either or, which means you wasn't really completely finished with that when you was asking this lady to marry you last season.
Sure. I don't know if I would consider that catfishing though.
You lied. You lied. You
I don't know. Is that catfishing?
I fell in love with a man who I assume date women. I didn't fall in love with a man who I knew dated men before.
But see, you assumed. You didn't ask. We wouldn't ask because you just asked me to marry you. But is it really catfishing?
At this point now, you gotta ask all types of questions.
Absolutely.
You never know. You never know.
Wow. He did catfish her because he told her after she said yes.
Yes.
If it wasn't a big thing, then he would have said something when they was in the pods, getting to know each other through conversation.
And if it wasn't an uncomfortable thing, he wouldn't have waited until he got her at her most humblest state to be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, just throw a monkey wrench in there. I used to date guys too."
And I would
have been pissed.
Hell yeah, I would have been mad. I would have been mad as shit.
Y'all would have been calling me, and I would have still been at that pool, still arguing right now. Let him talk about my wig. Let him talk about my wig, and I would have drugged him for filth, because I would have been, boy, I would have said all them unchoice words that men don't like to be called when they date men. Man, I'm trying to tell you, I would have. He could tell her wig was crooked.
But he did all of that after she after she was not acceptive of him telling her.
The reaction he was looking.
But why
you was just about
to
to marry this crooked wig, though? You was just about to marry this crooked wig. Now my wig crooked.
But why propose to me if that's valuable information that you're withholding? So. Yes, I would definitely rather know that you used to date the same sex prior.
That's my choice for me to decide if I want to continue anything with you, knowing that you dated a man.
It's gonna be a no for me.
No, and which all it goes all back to catfish.
Yeah.
Hell to the no.
No, you if you got to lie about who you are in order for a person to like you, it's catfishing.
Yeah.
No matter if you hiding behind a picture, if you hiding behind a voice, if you just hiding behind your sexuality, if you gotta be someone else in order for a person to fall in, because that person is not really falling in love with you. They falling in love with who you claim to be. So it's a catfish.
I mean, but you're still the person. Well, yeah, you're right.
No, somebody on my Facebook said they was hatfished.
he had a big head. Or his headline was pushed back. Because you know that's what the hat fit. All the people who be having hats all the time, them men be feeling self-conscious about their foreheads and they
about
always
their forehead and their hairline. Or they be having they got dreads and they bald at the top.
Pulling up to women still in this. Remember that?
Yeah,
that's a hatfish.
She is crazy.
A hatfish.
Crazy. All right, so what about the we do want to touch or follow up on Ahmaud's story before we, say our goodbyes until
right.
later on this week.
So I came across the video. His lawyer, the lawyer to the guy who actually shot the video, they were on an interview on CNN. It was an interview on CNN, and it was just, let me see if I can.
Is it the interview where he was receiving death threats?
Yeah.
No, it was the actual lawyer.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. All right. Mr. Bryan,
It was both of them.
two friends, correct? That's right. And in the police report, the McMichaels referred to a Roddy. I'm assuming that was you, yes? Hey, hold on, Chris. You've been a prosecutor.
So apparently, this guy Roddy was the cameraman, and he was friends with the murderers, because that's what the hell they are, murderers. So he was friends with them, but they are not trying to say that he was friends with them. So either way that you look at it, he was their friend. He also resided in the same neighborhood. So therefore, it was a setup. Like they knew how he was coming.
I don't think it was a setup though.
Behind them people, he knew what he was getting on that footage. He knew exactly what it was.
He knew what he was getting on the footage, and then they tried to play dumb. They tried to play stupid, like he didn't know what was going on. And then he tried to say that he released the video because
to help the situation. How did that help the situation?
Because he wanted to get justice.
Right. But how?
He said in the video that he wanted to get justice. He wanted justice to be served. So I'm thinking that his justice to be served is to show that, oh, this black guy was doing something to these white guys and they protected themselves by shooting him. So I'm going to release this video so everyone can see that my friends
were in the right.
Right, yeah.
Basically.
But it still showed it, and from the video, it just seals the deal. It showed that they hounded him down, had someone to record them hounding him down, messing with him when he was minding the business that pays with him.
But you said that in the beginning on the last podcast, you said that they must have knew that this was going to happen, because how did this cameraman start recording prior to?
Yeah, because you can see him recording when he bend in the corner recording already, all the way up until he get to the altercation. So you knew what was going on. Also, any regular human being, if somebody sees somebody getting shot, that's something traumatizing. So you never heard a reaction. You never heard a, oh my God, call 911. You never heard a scream. You never heard any of that. And it was only because he was already prepared as to what was going to happen. You already knew what was going to happen. them two called up the neighborhood clique, like, we got a nigga running through here. Load up. You drive behind.
You be the cameraman.
Yeah, you drive behind.
We about to record this movie.
We gonna shoot them, and you just get it on recorded, just
sad.
so you can show that, oh, he did something to us. He interacted with us. He put our lives in jeopardy. So that's the reason for killing him.
But the video shows none of that. So
no, it doesn't show that. But that's how they think, though. That's how they thought about it.
Are you kidding me? You have to be kidding me.
Well, do you think that there's going to be anything else released?
So, did you see? So, my thing is this. Look how long it took for us to see the video of what happened.
In this case, 24.
From February 23rd to when they just released it in May. But then, did y'all see the video they released of him in the construction site?
Right.
Now y'all can release that video because now y'all want to make an excuse as to why.
But that still doesn't.
No, he can go and look in that property. He ain't do nothing. He was in there 3 minutes. They got it on recording. He ain't touched nothing. Wasn't trying to steal nothing. He went in there. He could have just been going to look at the layout of the house because he liked it. He eventually went about his mama house and he wanted to see how layouts look prior to the foundations being built. It could have been anything.
Damn.
So you can't use that as an excuse to say.
I definitely did say, like, why is he even in there?
Yeah, it does.
Again, that goes to I be watching too much TV.
But that's why they release stuff like that, so you can start doubting and questioning the real big picture.
I'm not doubting him. I'm just saying, like, I watched a show called The Accident on Hulu, where these kids went into this construction site and something happened within the construction site and they never made it out. So it's just like anything could have happened in that house. You know what I'm saying? Like the beams couldn't have, anything could have happened in the house. Right. So that's why I was just like, why was he even in there? Because it was just no foundation in the house.
But what I'm saying is I think that their goal is to really, whenever these situations come, the first thing they can do is to draw up a picture of how a person is. They're going to try to make up this story about this person this and this person that. Now we know that's
only because they can't release no burglary videos. That's the only reason why they released that construction site. Now, had it been a burglary or robbery in that neighborhood and it was somebody that looked similar to him, they would have released that. But they don't have that. They don't have no robberies.
Remember the murderer said in his statement that it was reported burglars in the neighborhood. But now all of a sudden, it's no reports of no burglars in the last 2 months. So
I thought it was the last year.
They said so. Mr. Michael, whatever his last name, the murderer, reported something on New Year's Day. He reported he had a pistol in his trunk of his car, and he reported that missing on New Year's Day. And
he probably already knew. He was working up to it.
They exactly. He was fired up because somebody stole it out of his truck. So now he been on the warpath ever since then. So it was the perfect opportunity for a black man. It was the
cameraman that stole it.
Running through the neighborhood, and he to take his. He already angry. He gonna take his hostility out on anybody at this point because he don't know which one of the niggas that stole his gun. So he gonna make an example out of one of them. And that's exactly what he did. But he need to go down and rot deep, deep in hell. And I'm with his mother. I think they should receive exactly what they need to receive.
Well, this was a good topic, ladies.
So let me run the video. Let me run the video again a little bit, y'all, for the lawyer. Listen to his lawyer. Listen to the
You going out, sis? We can't hear it.
She'd probably rather do it herself. Do you know what we could talk about without causing problems for anybody?
this man cannot be answering substantive questions about the case. I feel that we've misled you in some way. I'm sorry.
No. It's not about misleading. It's about just being clear for the audience. I always believe that the best opportunity the media can give you is the opportunity to tell the truth in a way that helps you. That's all I'm saying. I don't know why you would dispute the notion of the man's presence at the situation, but that's fine. Let me move on. And you, counselor, should weigh in whenever you feel like it. So, Mr. Bryant, how did you come to be in the car videotaping that day? You don't want to talk about that either. All right.
Exactly. I bet you wouldn't want to talk about it because y'all played it.
He don't want to talk about it. He don't want to answer no questions. He can't. Then the lawyer keep making all these excuses for him, talking about something. He had a high school education. What does a high school
premeditated murder? They planned to go out there and kill that boy and record it, and that's what they did. Premeditated, and all this. How can they make a citizen arrest based off of somebody running through a neighborhood? Explain that to me. Somebody could just be running through a neighborhood and these two people come out and decide they want to be police neighborhood cops for the day and assume that this person has did something wrong and you can just go out there and do what you do and that's okay. That don't make sense.
At all.
That don't make sense at all.
Yeah, it's a sad situation all the way around. So we can continue to follow the story. And I think that's it for tonight, ladies. Until next time, I am Aisha.
I'm Ty.
Tansy.
Alexis.
And we welcome you to the ladies' night. Have a good night.